It's Not Another Buffalo Podcast, hosted by three of the most underqualified sports personalities this side of the canal. With John.
All you people out there who are like, these idiots don't know anything. First of all, you're right. And second of all,
I'm just a dad talking in a closet, but I'm just saying.
And Brando.
We have this trust built on whatever it is, like Bibles and gold bricks and whatever Brandon Bean's drinking over there.
All right, welcome back to Not Another Buffalo Podcast. I'm John. I'm here with Pat and Brando here on another Victory Tuesday. Got going here, 5-2, all is well in the world. This episode is brought to you guys by Small City Realty. If you're looking to buy, sell, or manage property in Western New York, call our guy Zach Korzelius at 585-409-1088. That's 585-409-1088. And you can also find all the links to that in our description. So, boys, how we doing? How we feeling? Great day for football in Buffalo. I was there. Brando was there. Pat was in Rochester, per usual, watching on Channel 8.
Channel 8.
Channel 8 is still Channel 8 in Rochester.
It is.
That was fun. The first half was not very fun.
No,
not fun at all. But I was still hopeful. I was nervous there for a second because when you make a trip like that and you're like, did I come here for this? I've had some disappointment before, specifically against the Titans. I was there for that Monday night game where Josh Allen slipped on the goal line and came up short, which is hilarious. Also, fun fact, the Titans have replaced their slippery grass with turf. So if they had done that 1 year earlier, then, the universe might look differently right now. But it's funny, those things.
Maybe 13 seconds happens in Buffalo instead of in Kansas City.
It's not that long ago. That wasn't the same season. It was the season after.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't the 13 seconds
13 seconds was when I was, it was when I was teaching kindergarten because I put that highlight when they slipped on the turf on for my.
All right. Maybe that was the same year. I guess that was.
I think it was.
That was a lot of years ago then.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the game where Dawson Knox throws the touchdown with the broken hand.
That's all. Yeah. That's that same game.
The crowd, dude, the whole day was a party, I thought. The stadium was really fun. People were really nice. It's always nice when everybody's nice. Yeah. So simple words, right? It's always nice when everybody's nice. So to see that is awesome. To see it was really cool. The hat you got was very nice. I love that logo.
Yep.
The wave that, your buddy that you were with got from Ed Oliver was cool. Shout out to Ed Oliver for acknowledging a young gentleman on the sideline there. That was cool.
I feel bad. There was like 6 people that I needed to meet up with at tailgates, and I ended up seeing 0 of them because of like where we were, what time. Like I said, we had a youngin' with us who wanted to go in and watch the players warm up. So we were done tailgating before 11 because we were getting in line for stuff. And so everyone who I was supposed to meet, I apologize. We'll do it next time. I promise. But yeah, it was still really fun. The weather could not have been better at all. Like, it's beautiful October day. It's kind of a sin that the Bills didn't get more than one October game this year.
Yeah.
And they get, they stack them up with, they always do that. They want the snow game. That's what they want. Yeah. But
it gives me the flashbacks of the game. Nizzy and I went to it in October. It was October like 18th, and it was 82 degrees out against Tampa. We came back to win that game against Jameis, Tyrod, the year we broke the drought. Yeah, I remember getting sunburned on that day. So it's always good to get these one nice October games in for sure. Elite.
Yeah. How about Amari Cooper? That Amari Cooper's first touchdown as a Buffalo Bill happened like right in front of me. Yeah. I was in the corner, like row 7. It was amazing. It's probably the best seats I've ever had for a sporting event or concert in general.
You were very low. Low.
Oh, it was awesome. Great experience.
Were you tweaking there for a second? I mean, he did bobble it. Oh gosh.
I did a little bit, but again, his body was on my side, so I didn't see him bobble it at all. Yeah, I just saw him catch it, come down with it, and man, that was awesome. But
can we talk about the tweet that I sent you, John, about Mike Shope and Allen having a stare down or whatever? A silent stare down.
Things were not good in the first half. I was like wondering if anybody else had said anything about that. Outside of that, has that been mentioned?
No, I don't know.
You're talking the McDermott, Allen unspoken kind of avoidance of each other.
Beef. We're going to call it beef. Yes. I wanted to call into WGR to their show. I haven't been able to listen a ton. I kind of want to ask Mike about it on the air, But I don't know, I don't know if anybody will say anything. But if you're Allen, we talk about this all the time. If you're Josh Allen, you played with Brian Daboll, you played with Ken Dorsey, you got Joe Brady now, you had all these receivers, and you're throwing the ball 11 times, and you got a backup quarterback across from you who threw it 23 times, who's lighting up your offense. How can you not be mad? I don't understand. In any other sport, if Steph Curry doesn't get his shots, it's blasphemy. Steve Kerr would never. Steve Kerr would never. If you had Rasmus Dahlin on the Sabres getting 18 minutes of ice time instead of 28 minutes of ice time, even the mismanaged Sabres would never do that. You have to get these players involved to start the game. I don't care if you want to dictate the time. I don't care if you want to set the tone. Whatever. Run it on first down. Give me a freaking play action pass, man. Give me a play action second down. How hard is that to ask for? And then you come out. I don't know what Josh Allen's attempts were in the second half, but I know it was his career high yardage in the second half.
Here's a question. Would it kill the Bills to do any Mike Shanahan related things? It's Shanahan offense where you have to defend. Basically, it's these couple of run plays and then the rollout. The big part of the Shanahan offense is the rollout, right? The play action rollout. You saw the Titans scheme it up. Every single time they ran that, they had a tight end leaking into the flat and an easy 5 to 7 yard completion based on that. I was like, why is that not part of the game plan at all for the Bills? And someone who knows more about scheme than I do can probably have a good answer to that. But I'm like, where's the easy button throw for Josh? Instead of just let's establish the ground and pound, it's let's just get the offense moving and then establish the run as you go, Jeremy had a good point talking about GR here. He compared it to eating their vegetables. The run game is something that McDermott says, we need to do this or else. We're not going to enjoy it. It might not be great, but we're going to do it because we're supposed to, right? And I don't know how much of those politics go back and forth between Joe Brady and McDermott, but it's definitely interesting at the very least.
Allen threw the ball 23 times in the second half compared to 11 in the first half. And I'm glad it happened. I want to know who made the decision to be guys, I'm going to throw the ball. Allen, he just walks in. He's like,
I think the game just kind of dictates it, right?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
They're yeah, we'll just play from behind and then we'll get into throwing anyway. It's
I feel like the game plan, again, this is my shtick with these recent games. What's the game plan for the Buffalo Bills when they come into a game? What are their scripted plays? We see what teams do against us. They run the ball. They hit us with play action. They get their tight ends open in the flat. They throw these over the middle, little short routes, get the yak yards. What are we doing to go after a defense? We're running our running back from the shotgun into the best D-line that we've faced this year so far. How is that being helpful? We didn't have any success rushing the football really until later in the game. James Cook finishing with sub 40 yards. Ray Davis, I think he finished under 50 yards. So Allen went ahead.
Only on a small handful of carries too.
Yeah,
so
on the last drive.
He had some good flashy ones, but.
So if you're Josh Allen and you're walking into halftime, do you just walk up to coach? You just put your hand on his back. He's like, Coach, I got this. Let me do this. What do you do if you're Allen, who's so respectful, so just the gentleman in the room? And
I mean, he could probably just audible him at the line of scrimmage, dude. Honestly, if he wanted to. But
well, I feel like he has that. Cooper's touchdown was an audible at the line. Allen said that after the game in his press conference. But
right, and Cooper didn't know the play, and
Keon, of all people, who I would not think would, be super savant like. Apparently was. So.
He was very nice. Also, Joe Brady.
Have you seen his Priceline.com or whatever it is commercial? Keon's ad.
No,
you got to look it up if you haven't. Watch it after the show. It's great. It's Keon in a setting, and they're trying to kind of recreate the Marshawn Lynch type vibe in Buffalo. They make a couple of references. It's good. Just go check it out. Trust me, it's really good. It might not be Priceline.com. It's some travel booking company or something like that, but it's good.
The way that they responded though was excellent. I just think that Joe Brady's got to grow up a little bit here and take the reins from this, because I don't know how much
is it Joe Brady who has to grow up, or is it Sean?
I have my thoughts about this. I have my thoughts about this though, because Joe Brady is, well, I guess he's quarterback's coach, also sort of offensive coordinator, when Joe Burrow in 14 games throws for 60 touchdowns. So, I think it's unfair to, I mean, I guess he's going to, call plays that best suit his offense and best win games. But I think it would be unfair to think that there's not a fair amount of, I mean, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because we don't have Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, but I don't know.
It's true.
Definitely interesting.
But then you look around the league and you see like Juju Smith-Schuster running with nobody near him for 10 yards. He just catches a wide open ball. You saw it a little bit with Keon Coleman, his deep balls. He was open.
Right. Yeah, but he had some kind of broken coverages or zone, soft spots.
I don't know if that's schemed open that way or if it's just kind of how it played out. But you see these other offenses around the league. Look at Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota comes in and throws for 244 yards as a backup. And Allen is here throwing again. This was my first shtick about this was they took Cooper off the field for a third down play and they throw the ball to Mac Hollins contested. Everybody's on our receivers like glue. The separation is not there. So what are we doing? We're going to run. We're going to throw a little bubble screen here. Like it took Curtis Samuel to go out again for us not to do it anymore. I don't know. I'm happy that it worked out in the second half. It's not going to work against a good team. Cooper is great, but the last silver lining that I'll have, then I'll stop. But Keon Coleman caught all of his receptions without Amari Cooper on the field. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, that's an interesting stat.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. I mean, he only had 4, right? So that's like, correlation versus causation there. But yeah. I think that's notable, at least. But
it's just there's room to grow. And if this is a floor for the team right now, then I'm very excited about what our ceiling could look like.
Yeah. And, this is all considering, everyone kind of forgot that Milano's out for the year, right? We're all like,
he might come back.
He will come back. Yeah. In December and January and stuff like that. But, I feel like the defense, except against scripted plays, at once, Greg Rousseau even had a quote about it after the game. Like the defense is like, we knew once they had to start running their regular playbook, we were going to be fine. And that's interesting because it's like, is that not the thing you're working on all week in practice now is like, how do we perform against their scripted plays?
Yeah.
Because, if teams know that about them, then their scripted playbook is going to be a mile long for the next game, right?
I feel like we saw that a lot as Bills fans with sub, 500 teams and non-playoff teams all the time, though. The first couple drives were going down. We're hanging with the Patriots, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Sean McCoy is in the Wildcat, and we're pulling crazy tricks to try to get a win when Derek Anderson is at quarterback, on Monday Night Football or something like that.
But yeah. I do feel like, there's only so much you can do, and I think that's where the offensive coordinators make their money, though, is being able to. There should be at least be a certain number of plays, whether it's 2 possessions or, I guess. And when you think about it, really, is 10 points really even that much? But I guess, that's where the offensive coordinators earn their money a little bit. Is you should be able to scheme at least, 1 or 2 scoring drives, I would think, without having any talent.
Yeah.
Really.
And to that point, too, like on the flip side of that, shouldn't we as a Bills offense be able to get like a guaranteed 2 drives of good looking offense, right? Instead of what was it, 3 straight 3-and-outs?
I think it was 4. We went 4 3-and-out 4 times,
Because these teams, it's Mason Rudolph is passing up and down the field. They're not going run, pass, and executing a game script. That's what we're doing. Like, does our game script say run, pass, punt, run, pass, punt? Is that what the script says?
McDermott would be so excited to see a game script that says that.
We punted, but at least we established the run, guys. Like, okay, great. James Cook has, 10 yards on 7 carries. Yeah. Is that established? And
if they're going to establish the run, I know they don't do it now. They won't do it until December, January. Let's see Josh Allen get a couple sweeps here, all right? Like, let's see the big dog work and put some fear into these linebackers that he might do that. This thing about film, Leslie Frazier said it last year, right? When Allen runs, the defense has to plan for it. So if we are having a tough time, maybe it's because our offense is easy to scheme against. It's the same thing with Ken Dorsey, but I don't buy it. I think it's the head coach trying to pull some strings here because every time that we've needed it, the Bills moved the ball against the Ravens. They just didn't convert on these short 4th downs. The Bills moved the ball against the Cardinals when they needed it, when they were down. And the Bills moved the ball against the Jags, and the Bills moved the ball against the Titans. So I think that it's there. They just don't call the plays. They're just there. And coach says no. So at some point, I was talking about it today, the egos on these head coaches that are defensive play callers. It's just, I don't understand where they develop it from. Because McDermott he had good defense. Where does it come from? Who thinks that their defense is going to just carry their team to a win these days? I don't understand.
Steve Spagnuolo. I mean,
he has Mahomes though, right? So it's not, it's not let's talk about
Mahomes throwing more picks than touchdowns, but
yeah,
I don't know. So think of teams that have mediocre quarterbacks with decent defenses. I don't know. I don't have one that comes to mind.
What's the ceiling? The last team to do that and go to a Super Bowl was probably the
Broncos,
Jimmy Garoppolo 49ers.
I mean, you could say Brock Purdy 49ers last year, I guess.
After last week, you could say about this year's 49ers.
That's true. But I feel like Brock Purdy's a little bit better than we're giving him credit for. Like you're starting to see that more and more. There was some crazy stat about Brock Purdy where he is up there with Josh Allen as far as I don't know if it was passer rating when scrambling or something like that.
Drake May's up there too.
Yeah. Two tutties, no picks last week. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, nothing to be worried about this year at least,
Drake
right?
cook.
Hopefully.
You know who's not up there? And maybe this can segue us into our next segment. Aaron Rodgers.
All right. So if you guys missed we're going to roll right into fill in the blank here. But if you guys missed the news story on Twitter today, obviously the Jets did not fare too well against the Russell Wilson led Steelers on Sunday Night Football. But this past weekend, Aaron Rodgers was seen eating his own boogers on the sideline during a 37-15 loss to the Steelers. And apparently he forgot that there are, an increased number of broadcast cameras in the stadium for a primetime game. But that leads us to our first fill in the blank of the evening. Things more appetizing than an Aaron Rodgers booger. Pat, lead us off.
A booger from Josh Allen's nose.
Gas station food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. An Aaron Rodgers press conference.
Black licorice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A sandwich with soggy bread.
Yeah.
Blue cheese outside of Western New York. If you've had blue cheese outside of Western New York, you know that it's not good.
Banana flavored Laffy Taffy.
Could be worse. Ranch on your chicken wings.
Any supplement from the TB12 product line?
Well, we haven't tried it. Viewers, if you want to sponsor us, if you want to give us some sponsorship dollars to try out the full TB12 workout supplement program, we will do it here
5
on air.
small payments of $500, baby.
All right.
So,
I was gonna, Pat, you're working on your what's the word? The
pliability.
Pliability. That's it.
I got my bands.
It's great, dude. Pliability is amazing.
Stretches.
Talk about it in my health classes.
Actually, not very pliable. I'd probably snap in half. I would say things more appetizing than Aaron Rodgers booger. Nick Wright's greasy hair gel. Oh.
Avocado ice cream to go back along with what you guys were saying.
There you go.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's Tom Brady's
thing.
dessert.
No. Yeah. The new Kels Brothers cereal. You guys seen that?
No, I did not see that.
It's like apparently they're just mixing up at whatever General Mills cereals they can get their hands on.
Thumbs down.
That's branding. But all right, tapped.
Tap.
All right. Things that are more effective than the Bills defense versus scripted plays.
Sean McDermott's clock management and timeout usage. Oh,
That's funny. The FBI warning on DVDs.
woo.
Nice.
Unless you're Kramer.
Whatever Tyreek Hill uses for birth control.
Yes. A marriage counseling practice ran by John Mayer and Stefan Diggs.
That's funny.
Let's get double slam.
Nicotine gum.
The code of conduct sign at Highmark that prohibits profanity and obscene gestures.
Yeah. Well, that both of them do their job effectively enough that you're like, okay, I probably should either be appreciating this nicotine gum or I should be cursing under my breath. It depends. Sometimes, if you're in a bind and you're really trying to stop to do a bad habit, some Nicorette, maybe try the lozenges.
I'm sorry that hit home, Pat. I feel like
Try
nicotine is a
dude.
powerful drug, bro. Nicotine's powerful.
Not good. Kids at home, don't do it. Chris Collinsworth, practicing law in the state of Florida. The scary thing is that he actually is licensed to practice law in the state of Florida.
Oh my God. Well, you know what they say about licenses in Florida. They're very, very hard to get.
Yes.
They don't say that. Florida man. Hashtag.
The player conduct policy in the NFL.
Oh, there you go. The spray tan booth at Mar-a-Lago.
Ooh. Tap.
Brandon got some? I got two more. Okay. Things that are more effective than the Bills defense versus scripted plays. Andy Reid's Fitbit.
Oh.
And lastly, Aaron Rodgers' therapist.
Yes.
I bet you he's heard some good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
could you imagine being Aaron Rodgers' therapist, listening to him on a conference call and just like a media day where he's on Pat McAfee or something, and his therapist?
Oh, did you guys see Brandon Beane getting called on Pat McAfee today?
Yeah, did you see his call last week when he's talking about Cooper and he's like, "Yeah, Cooper's gonna play," and McDermott's like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna work him in there slowly," something like that.
Yeah, today was crazy. They like muted what he said basically, like, and then Pat was like trying to paraphrase it, and basically Brandon Beane seemed to insinuate that the Rams really just like might not have even been trying to get rid of Cooper Kupp, and it could be his agent just trying to force his way out, or that they don't really care what capital they get for him. They're literally saying he's out here because no one has asked about him. But
wow,
kind of
interesting. I was gonna say rumors. I saw rumors flying around about Matt Stafford to Minnesota too, which was
Sam Darnold by surprise.
Well, yeah. They were up with what? The Lions got the ball back to win it after that fumble with what? Probably like 3 minutes left.
Minute and a half.
Minute and a half. That was it.
Yeah,
that was a crazy game.
You guys see the throw to Amon-Ra? Last play of the game was a dart. Yeah.
Jared Goff, anyways, playing the best he's probably ever played in his career here. So I owe Jared Goff an apology. I called him Brandon called him a slightly above average quarterback, and I harped on that last week.
He still might just be a slightly above average quarterback.
I don't know.
He got some
massive amount of talent.
He's playing pretty dang well.
There might not be a more talented 11 men on the field in an offense in the NFL. O-line, receiver, running back.
Yeah.
All together.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I had to think about it for a second, but I think that's fair.
I think you could complete a pass back there, John, to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I highly doubt that. Well, I was going to say, speaking of not talented teams that are somehow overperforming, the Chiefs moved to 6-0 this past weekend after defeating the 49ers. Despite Patrick Mahomes throwing more interceptions than touchdowns, as Pat recently mentioned. So, our last fill in the blank for today. What will it take for the Chiefs to lose a game, Pat?
Adrian Hill officiating.
Playing Josh Allen.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to say Andy Reid quitting coaching to do State Farm commercials full time.
Yes, I would buy insurance. An exclusively Cap & Co. warm-up CD.
Pat, I'm going to steal one from you and say the replacement ref crew's not hired by the NFL when the union went on strike, right?
That was brutal. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Brandon, you stole one from me, buddy. I had that written down. No, that's good. Great minds think alike. My next one is Taylor Swift telling Travis Kelce that she's vacationing in Cabo with or without him in January.
Yes. Steve Spagnuolo and Andy Reid shaving their mustaches.
Playing Joe Burrow in the playoffs.
There you go. All right, I'm tapped. Brandon stole mine.
Tap.
All right, so
game picks?
Yeah. Let's fire up some game picks here, Brando. Let's check the scoreboard. I hear we got some interesting stuff going on here.
Well, I went the whole week thinking.
Sorry, that was my instrumental.
Went the whole week. You guys picked a team that lost the game, but that 2.5 point hook. Congratulations.
That's why we picked the spreads, baby.
Yep. Pat, it was tough for you, buddy. 2-4 on the week. John and I rallying to try to catch Pat at 5-1. I missed the 49ers game. John missed the Jets game. Pat only got the Lions and the Bengals game. So Pat's overall record, 23-19. Brandon and John coming in at 22-20. We are officially above 500, gentlemen. We are above water. We are not drowning, still alive, barely breathing, but we are going. And next,
Pat's got the Monsters Inc. record going on here.
We got a 23-19. We have a 23-19.
There it is. Okay, I'm glad somebody else got that because
my niece
it would
is
have been really
obsessed
awkward if we didn't.
With Monsters Inc. right now. She's going to Sully for Halloween. So I'm up on the game of Monsters.
That's cute.
Inc. Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah.
I also work in an elementary school.
Apart from it also being a part of our own childhood as well.
I love Monsters Inc.
So
So we got some interesting games on the docket this week. Big spreads, small spreads. As long as there's food out at a party, it's spread as a spread. So we are looking at Baltimore going into Cleveland. Baltimore is a minus 9.5 point favorite against the Browns without Deshaun Watson. Who's starting at quarterback? DDR, right? That's his name.
I heard Jameis.
No, Jameis is going to start.
Winston revenge tour starts against the divisional foe Ravens. Pat, we're coming here first. Do you take the points?
Give me the Browns to cover. Jameis Winston, believe it or not, fellas, go on ProFootballReference.com and look up the highest postseason passer rating of all time. Jameis Winston
should be on there, right?
He's number one, 158.3. 1 of 1 for like 56 yards and a touchdown.
All right, so we're not including the minimum attempts metric in this.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens. They look like the best team in football.
It. That's great.
So
sorry, Brando. Go ahead. Start your thing over. I didn't mean to talk over you.
Ravens look like the best team in football. Derrick Henry's going to go for 2,000 yards. That's it.
No. I think Jameis Winston is 0-1 on moral high ground speeches this week, and I think he moves to 0-1 as the starter. Give me Baltimore.
Yep. Well,
did you see that, Pat? What do you think about that? That was finally. There's actually a -1 in the Jameis Winston column for me in the last couple of years. Did you see him defending Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Calling him an upstanding citizen.
2 past criminals. I don't know.
Well, Jameis stole crab legs.
I give him more of a leg way.
Jameis was just a whatever, unhinged college student, not really making anyone's lives any worse than it had to be. But
no, I'm with you, man. Crab legs are good. They're expensive. Times are tough. Still a crime. Deshaun Watson, you're a scumbag. Still a crime. I don't make the rules. We just know what they are. They obviously didn't. So anyways, rules of game picks here is to pick the second game. The Eagles at the Bengals. Bengals are 2.5 point favorites here. John, we will lead off with you for this one. Does Joe Burrow get a win here?
I think so. I think he's going to expose the Philly pass defense here a little bit. I know their pass rush was looking good this past week against the Giants, but again, guys, it's the New York Football Giants we're talking about. They're terrible. So I'm going to go Cincy -2.5.
Yeah, the turmoil in Philly is brewing, and the Bengals always start slow, but they got to get some wins here. They're going to win.
Pat, who you got? Cheese-It boy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to mute this. This is uncalled for. This is but yeah, I'll take the Bengals. They slow starters, but I got faith here.
You're good, Pat. I don't do any selective muting anymore in the editing, so every Cheez-It Bites can make it into the broadcast. So
that's what's up. Sponsor the show, Nabisco.
Nabisco. Tua Tagovailoa. Say that 5 times fast.
Apparently fast was the tough word in that sentence.
Yeah. Tua Tagovailoa making his return after another brain injury. We will call concussions brain injuries now, I guess. He is hopeful to play against the Cardinals. Kyler Murray. Again, we are at the time of Call of Duty coming out. Just so everybody knows. I'll go first here. I put Miami on here for that reason. Call of Duty comes out this weekend. Tua's coming back. Tyreek Hill is like a dog in a cage ready to explode. Dude's going to have 150 yards receiving this week. Give me the Dolphins.
All right. I also heard someone else told me, I can't verify this, but like there's been a beta version of Call of Duty out for a while, and that Kyler Murray was likely one of the first people to get that. So maybe that call... Maybe. Okay. All right. Well, maybe he's already gotten that version or something. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, give me Arizona on this one. The reason is that Tua and the Dolphins barely beat Jacksonville earlier in this year, and they didn't look especially great against the Bills. So I don't know, even with Tua back, if they're going to be the team that they were last year, because they haven't looked at it so far. So give me Arizona with the road upset and some points here.
Considering Tua's playing. And I like Tyler Huntley, but they were just stanky without Tua. So give me the Dolphins.
All right. I watched the pick change here on the game picks.
I know. When Brandon said Tua was playing, I was like, okay. Well, he's questionable.
Yeah, most likely playing in this one. So I guess we'll see.
Another team missing their quarterback looking that way at the moment as of now. Washington will host the Bears. Caleb Williams, they are a 2-point favorite on the road in Washington. I will take Caleb Williams here, which would be a cool battle of rookie quarterbacks. I think Jaden Daniels is better than Caleb Williams. I like Jaden Daniels exponentially better than Caleb Williams. Unfortunately, we won't get to see that matchup yet. Give me the Bears to cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of guessing that Daniels isn't gonna play. He's so-called week to week, but they're hopeful that he's gonna play this week. That sounds like, hey, you should probably game plan for our team's better quarterback, and then we're gonna trot out the backup against you. And I know Marcus Mariota didn't do too bad, but I'm still going to take Chicago here. They're building a little bit of momentum here. That NFC North is looking like the best division in football so far. So
I reserve the right to change my pick if Jaden Daniels is named a starter on Sunday.
Okay, well, if you're going to do that, then I would also flip. Okay. I would flip my pick if Daniels was starting. Okay. So, but Pat, who you got?
Well, regardless, I think that, I'd like to see, it's a battle of number 2 picks, right? Either way, Jaden Daniels, he's the second overall pick, right? Am I tripping?
No, he was 2. You're right.
Yeah, he was second.
Either way,
Drake May was 3.
Either way, if it's Marcus Mariota or it's Jalen Daniels, one of these number 2s is going to come out number 1 on top. So give me Washington.
Great line.
That was a great line. That was great.
Good.
You win. You win. Game picks bonus. All right, Brandon, go. No. Before you go to that, you go back up to the game you missed. Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
Oh, I skipped right over one. All right. We obviously are rookies here. We have not done over 250 episodes of game picks. And we have the Atlanta Hawks. They're not even the right team. God, what am I doing? The Atlanta Falcons at the decimated Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just traded for Chris Godwin in fantasy. This guy just traded for Chris Godwin in fantasy. I got 14 points out of him. That's it. He's done. Broken ankle. Adios. Give me Atlanta to win this game. I'm done with Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Well, like here, it is Brandon's first day, and also it's going to be some Tampa Bay receivers' first day. Their passing offense kind of needs those guys, and they're probably going to be without Chris Godwin, probably without Mike Evans because of his hamstring. That's their only way to win games is to score 30 points at this point. Their defense isn't helping them. Their run game isn't doing anything particularly special. So yeah, give me Atlanta minus 2.5.
Pat, wow, you guys can think that. The Falcons got absolutely stomped last week by the Seahawks, so I don't really think they're world beaters. You're throwing some shade at my boy Baker over here. I just feel like, this redemption arc hasn't even really reached its full.
I like Baker.
I want to root for Baker too.
They're running the ball pretty well too, honestly. I mean,
there was just that lull. Like even when Mike Evans went out too, it was like, I know they scored a bunch of garbage time points at the end, but like when Mike Evans went out, it seemed like Baltimore went into that like. Sorry, I'm not going to get too far in this game here, but they could play man against the Tampa Bay remaining wide receivers, where it's like that tandem, you can't defend them super well. So I'd be nervous for them without Mike Evans, and especially without Chris Godwin on top of that. You're going with Tampa Bay, Pat? He's proved us wrong before, so we'll see how it goes.
So just make sure Tom Brady's not at the game. That's the only caveat. If he is at the game, if they flash to him at any point, I reserve the.
Tom Brady is calling the Bills game, actually, which leads into this. I believe it is a Tom Brady game. And you said Seattle destroyed Atlanta. Atlanta's not a bad football team. Let's not sleep on Seattle here. They are hosting the Buffalo Bills. They are only a 3-point underdog. They will be without DK Metcalf, the top 5 receiver in the league right now, I think, in yards. Huge deal for the Buffalo Bills to have him not play. That gives me hope that the Bills will win this game. I'm picking the Bills to cover, but don't sleep on Seattle, all right? I have a cousin who lives in Korea who's a diehard Seahawks fan. We have a bet. We are betting on this game. I talk to him a few times a year. He messaged me. We are up for a bet. We're going to do $20 cash, $20 to a charity. So $40 bet. I'm nervous about it, honestly. Like I'm a little nervous about it, but I got Buffalo to win for the brand. All right, John, what do you got?
Are you guys picking spreads or is just straight up?
Straight up.
I like your odds. I don't know. Maybe he needs to. I think he needs some points. I think he needs some points from you.
Let's talk less about that, John. Let's just make a game.
Okay, all right. Hopefully he doesn't listen to the podcast. I'm going Buffalo as well. You guys know me. Go Bills. Geno sleepy in Seattle. Pat, who you got?
Well, I've gone back on my word. I'll take Bills to win and to cover.
All right.
Eugene Cyril, love you, bud. And if you beat us at home, that's a feel good story for everyone not in a 716-585 or 518 area code, really 607. So
for those of you keeping track, it has been exactly 3 weeks since Pat muttered the "never again" line for Bills to win. So
well, if they lose this game, never again. I don't care. the game picks will be down the toilet, and I don't care.
It is. There it is. Hey, you still got a lead after a rough week. You still got a lead. That's the gap you put on us. So we'll see how it turns out. This could be we could see our first lead change of the year in the game picks.
Somebody's gonna do real good or real bad. We're gonna have something happen here.
I was gonna say, Brandon, did you want to? Yeah, we got some differences across the board here. I guess we picked the Arizona-Miami game a little bit different. Yeah. So, but Pat's different almost all the way across the board than us. So
it could be a rough one.
Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
The chips are in the middle of the table.
Yep.
Gambling.
12 weeks to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Gino's been throwing the ball just about more than anybody in the league so far. I think last week was only the second time he hadn't cashed his attempts over. Their offense these days is just pass, and not as much running mixed in. Kenneth Walker is a great running back. They haven't been using him as much as I thought. So I think it's a good matchup for the Seattle offense versus the Bills defense, even though Seattle has put up the 8th most points per game and given up the 21st most yards per game. I'm sorry, they're 8th in yards per game and then 21st in yards given up per game. So I think it's a favorable matchup, even going on the road there. Seahawks are coming back from the East Coast as well, even though they're going to have a couple more days on that West Coast schedule. But I don't know.
John, I will.
Anything make you nervous? DK Metcalf might be out for this game. I'm feeling pretty good.
He's out for this game. I have a question for you. I have quick trivia. Didn't tell you about it. Just saw it right now. I'll give you 10 guesses. You two put your heads together. Give me the top 5 passers in the NFL right now.
Okay. Geno Smith.
He's number 1.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield.
Number 2.
Passers in terms of what? Passing yards or what?
Passing yards, yeah.
Passing yards.
It's not Allen or Mahomes, I know for a fact, too.
No.
I don't think Lamar Jackson's really even thrown for 300 yards maybe more than one time.
Are you guessing these people, or what are you doing?
No. I was gonna say I maybe Lamar, but we're gonna save that guess until we get down
Joe
towards
Burrow's
5.
in that list for sure.
Joe Burrow, yeah. We'll guess Joe Burrow.
What?
Okay.
He's number 6.
Okay.
He is number 6. Okay, well that was
one miss.
Top 5.
Yep, you got 4 more guesses that are incorrect before you lose all your money.
Jared Goff.
All right.
That's 2 misses. That's 2 misses.
All right, hang on. We got to think about these.
Pat, keep blurting out, man. Keep blurting them out.
No,
okay,
John, let me message you. Let me message you,
official...
Brandon. Don't look at the.
I feel like Brock Purdy's got to be in this top 5 too.
Is that an official guess?
Pat, are you okay with officially guessing? Pat, you can't look anything up, buddy.
I'm not.
I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it. Is that an official? Are you making official guesses with your text box?
If John has one more, can I have one more?
You have 3. You have 2 misses remaining.
Okay, Pat, I like your guess. Kirk is a good guess. Let's say Kirk Cousins.
He's number 4.
The dude threw for like 500 yards in that overtime win. How many more guesses do we have?
2.
2?
And you have what? 2 more to go?
Pat, I feel like Stafford is kind of a decent guess.
You know who I was thinking too? Stroud, maybe.
Stroud, he's had some good weeks. He's also had some. I think he had one week where he only he threw for
85 yards last week.
Yeah, he threw for sub 100 one of these weeks.
2 picks remaining with 2 players left. Can the boys do it?
I don't know.
I think Brock's not a bad pick either, though, too, because like they've played a lot behind.
All right, Purdy, official guess.
Brock Purdy comes in at number 3.
All right, so
one
we
player
got
remaining.
one guy left
2 guesses
and 2
to go.
guesses. All right.
Don't you dare look at the chat, Brandon.
I mean, I have the list in front of me. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Yeah.
I think Darnold's a good guess too. Pat, you can just say it without you just say like this is not an official guess. Like
no,
you can
it's baloney, man. That's baloney sandwiches.
No, I'm not. No, we can talk about it. We can talk about it before submitting our guesses here.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of someone that's like on an ass team. Like I feel like Trevor Lawrence might be like in the list only because his team's just never been ahead pretty much all season.
Yeah, they're playing from behind a lot. Another question is, is it Jaden Daniels too? Like he's another guy who I'm like,
I don't know if he's really thrown for 200 yards that many times though.
All right, let's see. Any NFC North teams? Jordan Love's been hurt.
Not Caleb
Sam Darnold might be it. Not Caleb Williams and Jared Goff.
We already collaboration guessed. That you have.
Yeah, we're gonna go division by division. So. We got 2 more guesses. All right. Who have we said? Who has been our? We're between Darnold and Jaden Daniels. Maybe I'm fine with guess. Let's guess Darnold. They've been putting up passing yards.
What?
All right, we got one more guess.
Sam Darnold comes in like way down the list. He is below Patrick Mahomes. Let me see. Sam Darnold is 17th in the NFL in passing.
If this is something goofy like Kyler Murray, I swear to God.
I was thinking Kyler was on the tip of my tongue.
All right, you have 30 seconds on the clock, gentlemen. Make your decision.
No, I have test accommodations, Mr. Habermas.
My test accommodations are you have 30 seconds remaining.
Who else did we say? If it's
okay, if it's Kyler or Trevor Lawrence or something, I'm just gonna be pissed. I'm trying to think who else.
It's not anybody else in the AFC South.
It's not Justin Herbert, even though you would think it would be because they don't really pass the ball.
No, Justin Herbert hasn't thrown for more than 200 yards in a bunch of weeks.
20 seconds remaining.
All right. Can you give us NFC or AFC?
Absolutely not.
Okay. What?
Great.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, let's do the NFC South really quick. We already got Baker. It's not Dak.
It might be Dak. They play from behind all the time. They suck.
Yeah. No, he's on my fantasy team. He has not been. He's not been thrown for a lot of yards. NFC South. It's not.
I need an answer, folks. I need an answer.
And Derek Carr, he was up there too, but he's been out for a couple weeks. Did he throw enough yards before that? Probably not. Spencer Rattler's been playing for
2 weeks.
Do you think we should just go Carr? He threw for a lot of yards. Carr or Daniels? Up to you,
Lock
Pat.
it in, boys.
All you, Pat. Carr or Daniels?
Jaden Daniels because he's played more games. Is it? No, is it?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar?
It is Lamar. Oh, okay.
Yeah, top 5 passing leaders.
Wait, we forgot to circle back to him. We said we were going to circle back to him.
I was hoping you weren't going to. Gino, Baker, Brock, Kirk, Lamar. What a stud group of 5 quarterbacks leading the league in passing. If you go by touchdowns, though, Gino is so far down.
Yeah.
He only has 8 TDs, 6 interceptions. It drops him all the way down to...
Gino has like 4 games with 50 plus attempts. They're down by double-digit scores with like 30 seconds left, and he's still slinging it, like getting his numbers up.
He's tied for 15th in the league for touchdowns.
Who's got the most passing touchdowns right now?
Baker,
touchdown maker.
He's probably over 20 at least.
18.
18. Wow.
Do you want to guess the numbers? No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody's got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But all right, well, you guys ready to wrap this one up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, you guys know where to find us on Twitter, Instagram, all that crap at Not Buff Podcast. Give us a follow, give us a review if you'd like. Subscribe, press all the buttons, spam all the buttons. Just add a gibberish comment if you want to, and we'll try to figure it out. If you want us to talk about anything on the show, shoot us a message or I think you still send a voice message through Spotify for podcasts. If that feature still exists, that'd be cool. We'll play your voice memo on the show, or just shoot us a voice memo via Twitter or something like that. But all right, until then, we got Seahawks this week, and then we'll be back next week per usual. But until then, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Also, Kellogg Sales Corporation, Battle Creek, Michigan. 49016. If you are interested in sponsoring the show, we would really, really be great ambassadors for the brand Cheez-It. Any other brands that you would like us to promote, we would. So